You know, there's lots of reasons I bought my new Toyota Celica. In the daytime, it's the 16-valve 2-liter engine. And at night, boy, do I look good. In the daytime, it's 135 horsepower, makes me feel real special. And at night, boy, do I look good. In the daytime, Celica's front-wheel drive helps me handle the road. And at night, boy, do I look good.
The Toyota Celica GTS.
It's no wonder you get allergy eyes, when these are just some of the things your eyes have to put up with. Things that make them itchy, sticky, watery. Allergy eyes need extra relief. That's why there's Visine AC. Visine AC is a different Visine, with an extra ingredient that makes itchy, sticky, watery allergy eyes feel good again. Visine AC, extra relief for allergy eyes.
Take the pain out of staying in shape. Bengay created Bengay Sports Gel. Just rub it in. There's no medicine made for sports quite like it. You can feel Bengay's warming power penetrate deep down to help relax tight muscles before exercise and relieve muscle soreness afterwards. Use the sports medicine, Bengay Sports Gel, and take the pain out of staying in shape.
Hamburger places think it's a snap to make chicken nuggets. But when it comes to doing chicken right, they're just going around in circles. At Kentucky Fried Chicken, making great tasting chicken is all we do. Our nuggets are made with our secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, and they taste great. So for nuggets done right, come to the chicken experts. Anyone else is just along for the ride.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
On Wings of Eagles, we'll continue following these messages.
Anchors away aboard the USS Lexington with Elizabeth Taylor, Don Johnson, and Felicia Rashad. It's Bob Hope's high-flying birthday, May 26th.
This is NBC News Digest. Here is Andrea Mitchell, NBC News.
Good evening. In South Korea, police fired tear gas at crowds of anti-government demonstrators in the city of Gwangju. Protesters were trying to mark the 6th anniversary of riots there. In West Germany, protesters against nuclear energy clashed with police at the site of a proposed nuclear plant. And all 19 people aboard a French spy plane were killed when the plane crashed in Djibouti, East Africa. Now this.
The Nikon One Touch is so compact, you can slip it in your pocket. That way you won't look like a tourist.
Now the Nikon that goes anywhere. The new waterproof Action Touch.
Milwaukee Bucks coach Don Nelson said the Celtics are on a different planet than mortal teams after Boston swept their playoff series. Houston defeated the Lakers to take a 3-1 game lead. I'm Andrea Mitchell in Washington. More news later on this NBC station.
Who says you can't have 100% imported hops and a less filling beer? Old world aging and a less filling beer. Smooth super premium taste and a less filling beer. Michelob Light, the best of both worlds.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Have it all.
Come on over here.
Will you know the future when you see it?
Wow, what is it?
Well, the future of long distance looks like GTE Sprint. When you select Sprint, you're getting the important services you'd expect from AT&T, plus savings. So take a look at Sprint and see tomorrow's long distance today.
When you've got Sprint, you've got the future on the line.
No magic left in the Lakers. Details at 11.
Draft beer. It's always been the smoothest, freshest beer around, poured straight from the tap. And now there's a true draft beer in a bottle. Miller Genuine Draft. It's not heat pasteurized like most bottled beers. It's cold filtered for real draft smoothness. Miller Genuine Draft. It's beer at its best.
I know where it is, know just where to go. Oh, hurry up, Mom. Why are you so slow?
There's more for your life at Sears.
Unfortunately, the car has 4 tires we don't need anymore. Oh no, now what's she stopping for?
There's more for your life at Sears. Here's a brand new phone that's calling you.
Hey, Mom, what about me?
Levi's looks and Arnie Gula Gong.
Now who is she? Weren't we gonna shop for me? We're almost there. Here's what I like. It took so long, but here's my life.
There's more for your life.
Come celebrate Sears' 100th anniversary. See all the ways we've changed and all the ways we haven't.
More for my life
at Sears.
Oh! Your office really knows how to throw a party, honey.
Yeah, but did we have to dance every dance?
It's time to relax and let General Foods International Coffees take over. Orange cappuccino, rich, creamy, with a subtle twist of orange.
Oh, how did you know?
Man's intuition.
Celebrate the moments of your life.
General Foods International Coffees.
The A-Team saddles up and hits the trail.
Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay.
In a special 2-hour Wild West showdown.
This worked great in a movie I did.
Then Hunter's in pursuit of a hot lady, hot jewels.
Hunter got acquainted with her on the train and now he's undercover.
But is he in for more than he bargained for?
Tuesday. I've never done a commercial, ever. But then I talked to the people at Renault about this. It's the Alliance, and it's a splendid piece of machinery. Design, comfort, even the darn paint convinced me that this fellow needs to be talked about. I was also convinced that the Renault Alliance is one of the best kept secrets on 4 wheels. Well, I'm here to change all that.
Introducing Kodacolor VRG, film that captures the color of power. The most accurate, realistic color in print film is here. New Kodacolor VRG.
The color of life.
That's good. I like that. Now, ooh, when muscle pain hits, I could miss a great shot. But today, instead of aspirin or Tylenol, I take Advil for muscle aches and minor arthritis pain.
Advil has a non-prescription strength of ibuprofen, the medicine in the prescription brand Motrin. Doctors have prescribed ibuprofen over 130 million times. Advil's good for hours of relief, and Advil didn't upset my stomach. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
This life insurance is for your key executives. It has a...
So Northwestern Mutual's done it again, huh?
Yep. Their executive comp life will keep our top people happy. Oh? It's a revolutionary policy. Combines the low cost of term with cash value buildup. And I set the premiums.
Introducing Executive Comp Life, an even tougher act to follow from the leader in whole life, the Quiet Company.
John, can you sell that?
No, only at Northwestern Mutual.
John?
On Wings of Eagles will continue following these messages. Should we do with Ellis Island? How should this special place that welcomes 17 million of our parents and grandparents be remembered? Tomorrow on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
The News Center 7 News Break.
Good evening, I'm Patrick Frazier.
And I'm Stephanie Stahl. Coming up on News Center 7 tonight, the British tourist brutally beaten in South Florida is improving slightly tonight. Her fiancé says she's responding.
A terrorist alert out tonight for 4 European countries. Ferry boats are being targeted this time.
The Coast Guard lends a helping hand, but instead ends up with a pot bust. We'll show you how it happened.
Plus, we'll take you to the wacky Coconut Grove bed race, 30,000 strong.
These stories plus Sunday Video Sports Extra at 11. Join us.
Camaro IROC C.
Looking so hot, so good. So much thunder under the hood. I rock, ooh, I rock and roll. I rock and roll. Tough on the streets, so mean. Camaro's my thunder.
underwear has all these comforts. That jockey feel, that jockey fit, that jockey style. No other underwear.
Just jockey.
Jockey. Just jockey. What other underwear looks better or feels better? Jockey, for all its comforts. Just jockey.
In Los Angeles, the home of the stars, the word around town is German.
Beck's.
The #1 imported German beer in L.A.
Celebrate from Boca Raton, Monday.
You've shaped it in your mind. Total performance. Now the all-new Toyota Supra brings it alive. Supra shape, designed by the wind. Supra power, created by a 3-liter, 24-valve, 200-horsepower engine. That's all heart. Supra suspension, racing type, double wishbone, fully independent. Supra cockpit, where you perform. The new Toyota Supra. This is performance without compromise. Now the Supra dynasty begins. Who could ask for anything more?
And here's big life insurance news.
Hey, John, your competition.
Now,
snack
you
time.
have outstanding coverage that you can afford.
Move over.
Introducing Comp Life from Northwestern Mutual Life, a revolutionary new policy series that combines the low cost of term with cash value buildup, and you choose the premiums. Comp Life, an even tougher act to follow from the leader in whole life, the Quiet Company.
John, can you sell that? No.
Only a Northwestern Mutual agent can do that.
Oh, and Beethoven here neglects to tell us his building doesn't have an elevator.
Give me a break, you guys.
Hey, Mitchell, what was in that piano? Cement or what?
What a fiasco.
Well, at least he did get us a keg. That was good draft beer.
Yeah, well, buying that keg was the only good idea you had that day.
When you drink the new Miller Genuine Draft, it'll remind you of the best beer you ever had. Because it is Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for real draft smoothness. Miller Genuine Draft. It's beer at its best.
I should have hired skilled labor.
Priscilla Presley for new Crystal Light Fruit Tea.
I've just found a whole new way to cool down with a whole new taste from Crystal Light. Crystal Light Fruit Tea. More than iced tea. It's the only iced tea with Crystal Light sensational fruit flavors. It's delicious. And it's decaffeinated so I can relax.
New Crystal Light Fruit Tea Iced Tea Mix, 100% NutraSweet and 4 natural fruit flavors.
It's a lot more than just iced tea.
'Cause I believe in you.
Sounds like something new is in the JELL-O freezer.
New JELL-O fruit bars. Delicious real fruit pureed, perfectly smooth, 100% natural, and only 45 calories.
Lucky there weren't any coconuts.
New things pop up in the JELL-O freezer.
Witness the beginning of a new legend. New Jeep Wrangler. The possibilities are endless.
Investments are one thing I take seriously. After all, it's my money. Here's E.F. Hutton's annual report. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to read it cover to cover. I just want to point out one phrase that comes up time and time again. Serving the needs of the client. I challenge you to find a better investment firm. E.F. Hutton, because it's my money.
On Wings of Eagles, we'll continue following these messages.
The A-Team saddles up and hits the trail
Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay.
in a special 2-hour Wild West showdown.
This worked great in a movie I did.
Then Hunter's in pursuit of a hot lady, hot jewels.
Hunter got acquainted with her on the train, and now he's undercover.
But is he in for more than he bargained for?
Tuesday.
You know, I love everything about this car.
New Chevy Nova. It's a lot more than you'd expect for the price.
It's a darn good car for the money.
Well, you sold me.
And I really like the way it's built.
Oh, it really moves.
95% of Chevy Nova owners would recommend their new Nova to a friend.
There's so much room. I thought you'd like it.
And it doesn't cost much to keep it filled either.
New Nova.
It's a lot more than you'd expect for the price.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Nova.
Celebrate South Florida in Boca Raton.
Live at 11.
Draft beer. It's always been the smoothest, freshest beer around, poured straight from the tap. And now there's a true draft beer in a bottle. Miller Genuine Draft. It's not heat pasteurized like most bottled beers. It's cold filtered for real draft smoothness. Miller Genuine Draft. It's beer at its best.
So what are you doing at Dow these days, Peggy?
Well, right now I'm working in agricultural research, Grandpa. We're trying to help farmers find new ways to make every dollar work harder.
We want to keep this farm in the family a few more generations.
Pretty tough, isn't it?
You bet. So your dad and brother are going to need all the help they can get.
And you can make a difference in what tomorrow brings.
I won't let you down.
'Cause Dow lets you do great things.
The Toyota Camry gives you a lot to love. Front-wheel drive and the most trouble-free new car you can buy. Generous 5-passenger room for the family and the most trouble-free new car. And that's why driveways all over America are filling up with new Toyota Camrys, the most trouble-free new car you can buy.
Who could ask for anything more, Toyota?
200 years of American history are waiting for you at the post office in a historic new series of stamps. The first complete presidential commemorative series ever issued. They're men who shaped the history of our country, who made us what we are, the presidents. Get the complete set at the post office now, before the stamps are history. When you look into stamps, you discover yourself and your country.
On Wings of Eagles, we'll continue following these messages.
Anchors away aboard the USS Lexington with Elizabeth Taylor, Don Johnson, and Felicia Rashad. It's Bob Hope's high-flying birthday, May 26th.
This is NBC News Digest. Here is Chuck Scarborough, NBC News.
Good evening. Labor Secretary Bill Brock addressed the Teamsters Convention in Las Vegas today, 3 days after Union President Jackie Presser was indicted for fraud. Brock told the union it must clean house, as the Republicans were forced to do after the Watergate scandal. The clipper ship Pride of Baltimore, a major tourist attraction in that city, sank last Wednesday on its way back from Europe. The news came out today when 8 survivors were picked up by a Japanese freighter, the Coast Guard searching for 4 missing crew members. And a top Soviet nuclear official says Moscow has no plans to require containment structures around nuclear reactors, despite the disaster at Chernobyl. I'm Chuck Scarborough in New York. More news later on this NBC station.
Presenting some very hot deals. Nissan's new hard-body trucks. Fiery, rugged, the most powerful V6 trucks in their class, with prices stripped bare and financing at a shocking 6.7% to make these hard bodies sizzling buys. Come see the full line of new hard-body trucks at your Nissan dealer today, where the trucks and the deals are hot.
Some people see the sunset as the end of the day. Others see it as the beginning of an evening. We, however, see it as the start of a new day in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Tokyo. Expanding the horizons is capitalism at its best, and why you'll never look at a sunset quite the same again. Shearson Lehman Brothers. Minds over money.
Eagle
Frugal Snacks introduces Russet Valley brand potato chips. The chips that cook up dark and delicious with a real baked potato taste. Now all the other chips pale by comparison.
Celebrate South Florida in Boca Raton.
Live at 11.
When you compare Ford Ranger and Chevy S10 to the new two-wheel drive Jeep Comanche, you'll find they're priced about the same. Yet Comanche has the most powerful standard engine, the longest wheelbase, biggest wheels and tires, highest ground clearance, and the largest optional payload capacity. In fact, the more you compare Comanche, the more you'll see. There is no comparison. It's easy to be a truck, hard to be a Jeep.
They've come from all over the country, winning their way to the top. And here they are, the winners of the Crystal Light National Aerobic Championship. They believe in themselves, and they believe in Crystal Light Diet Soft Drink Mix with a lighter, refreshing taste.
I believe in Crystal Light, 'cause I believe in me.
100% NutraSweet and only 4 calories.
I believe in Crystal Light, 'cause I believe in me.
You broke it. They won't give you a new one. We'll see about that.
When Fred and Raymond Gillette drove all the way to Sears in Rockland to get their hammer replaced, it had been a while.
Say, would you look at that? Probably don't even sell hammers anymore.
They found a lot of things had changed.
It's this way.
Excuse me, would you like to try some?
What? Oh, you're gonna smell
nice,
pretty. Fred, what are you doing in there? What about our hammer?
But you could still count on Sears.
It's a Craftsman.
Right, Craftsman hand tools have an unlimited warranty.
There.
Just for our records, can you remember when you bought it?
Why, it was December 1942.
That's fine.
It is? Isn't she a beauty?
Come celebrate Sears' 100th anniversary. See all the ways we've changed and all the ways we haven't.
What'd you buy? Perfume? It's called aftershave. Why, you old softy.
What are you giving the team?
Berries.
Plain berries?
But they love plain berries.
Well, sure they love them, but...
Couldn't they? Yeah. Shouldn't they? Yeah.
Wouldn't they love it more with Cool Whip?
Wow! A new bunch from Kool-Aid that kids will really fall for. New Strawberry Falls Punch. A refreshing blend of strawberry and banana flavors. Everybody's falling for it, even me. New Strawberry Falls Punch.
Toyota announces a crate full of savings. Save up to $707 on selected trucks with options like chrome step bumpers and split bench seats. Wrap it up, Joe. Save up to $916 on cargo vans with options like AM/FM cassette, power steering, tilt wheel, and automatic transmission. Toyota's crate full of savings. Wrap one up today.
Who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
Introducing the most unique total photographic system in the world. The new Polaroid Spectra system. A completely automatic camera and a brilliant new film that gives you pictures so stunningly real, so lifelike, they capture reality in a way we've never done before. The new Polaroid Spectra system. We take your pictures seriously.
Really, guys, that was a brand new engine.
Oh, yeah, sure. I never saw an engine start like that.
I paddle my arms off. Come on, it's good exercise.
Hey, do you remember the cake those guys had?
Yeah, that was good draft beer. Yeah, that beer was terrific.
When you drink a new Miller Genuine Draft, it'll remind you of the best beer you ever had. Because it is genuine draft. Cold filtered for real draft smoothness. Miller Genuine Draft. It's beer at its best.
Some new engine. Can we change the subject, guys?
On Wings of Eagles, we'll continue following these messages.
Wednesday on Highway to Heaven, Jonathan and Mark slide in to help an aging pitcher.
But Louisiana Flash is back.
Can they give him the right stuff? Then Samson, inspired by Michael Landon's lonely childhood and his father's faith.
I'm gonna make you proud someday.
A special movie Wednesday.
Says you can't have it all. Who says you can't love your work and the change of pace? Who says you can't have light beer with super premium taste? Michelob Light. Oh yes you can.
premium taste and a less filling beer.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can.
In a day when the average price of a new car is well over $11,000, both of the new Hyundai Excels make a lot of sense. Both Hyundai Excels have more standard features than any car in their class. And both Hyundai Excels are very affordable. In fact, for less than the average price of one new car, you can buy both Hyundai Excels. Hyundai. Cars that make sense.
This is a News Center 7 news break.
I'm Sally Fitz.
We're celebrating South Florida from the Boca Raton Hotel and Club. Coming up on a special edition of News Center 7 tonight.
Possible freedom for a South Florida businessman who says he was held illegally in a Taiwanese jail. He's reportedly escaped and is returning to Miami. We'll have a nightside report.
Also tonight, Vice President George Bush is in South Florida, drumming up political support for the Republican Party and local candidates. We'll have a nightside report.
These stories and more on News Center 7 tonight at 11, right after the movie On Wings of Eagles.
When you're on vacation, it's dangerous to carry cash. Carry American Express traveler's checks. Don't leave home without them.
Celebrate from Boca Raton tonight.
The one big question when it comes to trucks is who? Who gives you a powerful 2.4-liter engine? Toyota. Who gives you more standard payload than any truck in its class? Toyota. Who gives you 3-across seating? And who does it all for only $62.98? The 1986 Toyota Standard Bed is who? The #1 selling small truck in America. Who else? Nobody.
Who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
Can you solve the case of the missing case? Well, now you know what happened.
Hey, who's turned out the lights?
There's a case of Miller Lite missing. Who took it?
Well, during May, there'll be clues and entry forms where light is sold. And if you crack the case, you'll get a crack at all kinds of prizes, like a mystery vacation worth 10 grand. And hurry, because the culprit's going to be revealed Sunday, June 1st on network television.
It's no mystery that there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
As a child, I didn't worry about money. Didn't have any. Now I'm faced with responsibilities. E.F. Hutton is my broker. It's my money. With Hutton, I can count on 83 years of uninterrupted performance. 83 years. And I waited a long time to make sure, didn't I? E.F. Hutton, because it's my money.
At some places, getting tender chicken isn't always easy. And what you may wind up with is one tough bird. At Kentucky Fried Chicken, we start with plump, tender chicken. Then we cook it the Colonel's special way, so it's tender and delicious, bite after bite after bite. So for great tasting chicken you can sink your teeth into, come to the chicken experts. Because when it comes to tender chicken, ours is a real knockout.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Sunday, Perry Mason is back in an all-new movie premiere. But is this the case he can't win?
Your Honor, I object.
A nun is accused of murder, and Perry must risk his life.
Really?
Raymond Burr, Barbara Hale, an all-star cast, an all-new movie. Perry Mason in the case of the notorious nun. Sunday.
I'm Bryant Gumbel. Tomorrow morning on Today from Charleston, South Carolina, we'll search for buried treasure.
Also transplanted Carolinian Mickey Spillane, and we'll show you a plantation.
Join us tomorrow on Today. Who took the case of Miller Lite? Well, everyone had a motive.
Because light tastes great? Yeah. Or because light's less filling?
I know who did it, and that's your first clue.
It's no mystery that there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Who took the case of Miller Lite? I got another clue for you. I know for certain the culprit drinks light because it tastes great.
But I know it wasn't Mickey.
It's no mystery that there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
This life insurance is for your key executives. It has a...
So Northwestern Mutual's done it again, huh? Yep. Their executive comp life will keep our top people happy. Oh? It's a revolutionary policy. Combines the low cost of term with cash value buildup. And I set the premiums.
Introducing Executive Comp Life. An even tougher act to follow from the leader in whole life, the Quiet Company.
Can you sell that? No, only in Northwestern Mutual. John?
You're on your way.
Sweet.
The world is opening its door.
Graduation rehearsal.
I'm really gonna miss you. Did you decide which job to take?
Yeah, I'm going with that subsidiary of Dow. I could actually be helping high-risk heart patients.
Yes, you can make a difference in what tomorrow brings.
You're pretty special.
So are you.
Lets you do great things.
Jeep Cherokee has some advantages you ought to look into. Like superior...
There's in pursuit of a hot lady with hot jewels.
Hunter got acquainted with her on the train and now he's undercover.
But is he into more than he bargained for? Next.
Wednesday on Highway to Heaven, Jonathan and Mark slide in to help an aging pitcher.
But the Louisiana Flash is back.
Can they give him the right stuff? Then Sam's son, inspired by Michael Landon's lonely childhood and his father's faith.
I'm gonna make you proud someday.
A special movie Wednesday.
Next, on Hunter, she's hot, and she's wanted by Hunter. Will he lose his cool to a hot model suspected of a jewel heist murder? And later on The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson, Johnny welcomes Lucy Lee Flippin of The Last Precinct.
I'm Bryant Gumbel. Tomorrow morning on Today, our cruise ship anchors in Savannah, Georgia.
I'm Jane Pauley, also modern-day pirates and sailing with Walter Cronkite.
Day 3 of our cruise tomorrow on Today.
For one person.
My best girl. It's a nice story. That's a great story.
An amazing story. Sunday.
This is NBC News Digest. Here is Chuck Scarborough, NBC News.
Good evening. President Reagan was forced to compromise today on a proposed arms sale to Saudi Arabia. Facing a possible embarrassing foreign policy defeat, the president withdrew Stinger missiles from the $354 million arms deal. Now, some members of Congress were afraid the portable anti-aircraft missiles could fall into the hands of terrorists. South African President P.W. Botha said today that Monday's raids on alleged guerrilla targets in 3 countries were justified. Meanwhile, in Johannesburg, anti-apartheid demonstrators clashed with police as they chanted slogans against the white minority government. And in Seoul, South Korea today, riot police fired tear gas at some 800 students in the latest round of bloody anti-government protests. Now this.
The Nikon One Touch is so compact, you can slip it in your pocket. That way you won't look like a tourist.
Now from Nikon, the versatile Teletouch for telephoto, wide angle, and close-ups.
Tonight, the Coast Guard is scouring the Bermuda Triangle for 4 missing crewmen from the sunken clipper ship, the Pride of Baltimore. 8 people survived after that ship went down in a violent squall last week. In Washington today, the House called on Attorney General Edwin Meese to review evidence of former UN Secretary General Kurt Waldheim's alleged ties to Nazi wartime activity. Meanwhile, NASA's new boss, James Fletcher, asked the House committee today to approve $2 billion to replace the Space Shuttle Challenger. Fletcher said the current fleet of 3 shuttles is simply not enough for America's future space needs. In the waters off Cape Canaveral today, there was a successful launch as a U.S. Navy submarine test-fired an unarmed Poseidon missile. It was the first military launch since April, when an unmanned Titan rocket exploded on the pad at Vandenberg Air Base. There was good news and bad news today about a newly discovered asteroid that's racing toward the Earth. Scientists say it will miss our planet next week by some 3 million miles, but they add that chunks of space debris could fall to Earth with, quote, possible catastrophic results. They don't specify. If the U.S. Senate has its way, there'll be more sunlight. Today, they voted to extend daylight savings time by a month as a way to save energy and to increase safety. And a New Orleans hotel owner reports the towels were missing from the rooms of half the jurors who acquitted Louisiana Governor Edwin Edwards this month of fraud and racketeering charges. The towels. I'm Chuck Scarborough in New York. More news later on this NBC station.
There is so much more to warm you in Mexico than the beautiful sun.
Come feel the warmth of Mexico. You'll feel it from everyone. Feel the warmth of Mexico, where the people will warm you as much as the sun. Feel the warmth of Mexico.
Once you feel the warmth of Mexico, it's so hard to say goodbye.
Feel the warmth of Mexico.
Well, Memorial Day is here again. It seems like it has only been a year or so since the last one. Anyway, last Memorial Day, we learned that some people forgot to purchase their Bartles & James premium wine coolers. This, of course, ruined the entire holiday weekend. So to help you remember, Ed suggests you tie a piece of string around your finger. Ed has tried this himself and is now able to remember Bartles & James just fine. So remember Bartles & James on Memorial Day, and we thank you for your support.
Celebrate South Florida from Miami International Airport.
Live at 11.
Hat the guy, your horns are showing. What was your opening line, huh? How'd you come onto her?
You like doing it?
I'm open to suggestions. Hunter got acquainted with her on the train, and now he's undercover. I guess it's love at first sight for both of you then, huh?
I couldn't help myself. Works for me.
What you're about to see is not a car. It's not a motorcycle. What you're about to see is a totally new form of personal transportation. It looks like nothing you've ever seen. And it feels like nothing you've ever driven.
If you don't feed them right, you're just wasting your time.
Carol Suggs, top breeder of champion Norwich Terriers.
These are Cal-Can dogs. Raised on Cal-Can, they love it. When Cal-Can comes out with a new product, I pay attention. I think it's important. With the 4 minced varieties, the new size of can, I think they've come up with a super idea. I'd be very foolish to feed less than the best. Cal-Can, it's good stuff.
Cal-Can, recommended by top breeders. Now with 4 new minced varieties in the small size and 3 new chunky varieties in the large.
So what do you do to relax?
Look for trouble. This is where the law stops. And I start. Stallone is a cop called COBRA, the strong arm of the law. Rated R. Opens this week at a theater near you.
When Domino's Pizza delivers, quality comes first. We custom bake each pizza with carefully selected, skillfully prepared ingredients. Taste the quality. One call does it all.
Okay, Jonathan, we're sending you back in time.
Before television, radio, even before soft drinks. Careful. Anything you do could change history.
Mum's the word.
Activate time travel mode to the year 1885.
He's there.
Hey, where's my Pepsi?
It's... Oh, no. He took it.
Relax, Smith. What could 12 ounces of Pepsi possibly change?
Yeah, what could happen?
What could happen?
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Wednesday, inspired by Michael Landon's own story of an outcast, a victim of prejudice.
It's you, boy.
Until a girl's love and his father's faith gave him the courage to reach for his dream.
I'm gonna make you proud someday.
A network television premiere, Sam's Son, Wednesday.
Anchors away aboard the USS Lexington with Elizabeth Taylor, Don Johnson, and Felicia Rashad in a 2-hour special on Bob Hope's high-flying birthday, Monday.
It's no wonder you get allergy eyes, when these are just some of the things your eyes have to put up with. Things that make them itchy, sticky, watery. Allergy eyes need extra relief. That's why there's Visine AC. Visine AC is a different Visine, with an extra ingredient that makes itchy, sticky, watery allergy eyes feel good again. Visine AC, extra relief for allergy eyes.
Fresh and clean as a whistle. That's Irish Spring. Because Irish Spring has 2 truly effective deodorants.
And a fine, fresh scent.
That's Irish Spring deodorant soap. Gets you fresh and clean as a whistle.
Presenting a toothbrush so advanced, it's called the Colgate Plus. Colgate Plus is a unique diamond-shaped head with dual-action bristles. It fits right, feels right. The Colgate Plus, shaped to keep your whole mouth in shape.
Friday on Miami Vice, Phil Collins is dressed to kill.
Regular litany of evil tonight.
But a con game gets him in over his head.
He's gonna kill the little twerp.
Friday.
I'm Bryant Gumbel. Tomorrow morning on Today, our cruise ship anchors in Savannah, Georgia.
I'm Jane Pauley, also modern-day pirates and sailing with Walter Cronkite.
Day 3 of our cruise tomorrow on Today.
This is a News Center 7 news break.
I'm Peter Ford.
And I'm Sally Fitz, celebrating South Florida live from Miami International Airport. Coming up tonight, airlines fight terrorism.
A 747 makes a safe landing at MIA after mechanical problems with the front wheel.
And police crack a home invasion ring. 10 people are behind bars, and police say they may be guilty of at least 60 armed holdups.
And how are airlines fighting the fear of terrorism? Some of them are campaigning to get people to travel overseas again.
These stories and more as News Center 7 tonight continues right after Hunter.
Mount Hood, Oregon and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Mount Hood means the best summer skiing in America. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place at Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Man, it doesn't get any better than this.
I'll show you how to get the most for your money.
Carmel Cafarrell, a consumer reporter with tips you can't afford to miss. Part of the team on News Center 7.
The hot films of summer, tomorrow on Entertainment Tonight.
I'm no car salesman, and you're no dummy. So I have no chance of selling you a Renault in 30 seconds. But I must tell you, I think this Renault is too good a car for you not to consider. Yes, you can do the expected and buy another one of whatever it is you're driving, or you can put yourself in a Renault. Probably not the first car you'd think of, but it just might be the smartest.
I'm a man of many moods. Sometimes I'm strictly business. That's when I order McDonald's Quarter Pounder with cheese. But sometimes I break all the way out. The only hamburger that fits that mood is McDonald's one-of-a-kind Big Mac. Then when I know I'm just too hot, but I'm still cool, I get it together with a McDLT. No matter what hamburger mood I'm in, I go to my place. Or mine. Or mine.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
You'd never expect to catch a fish in downtown Austin. Yet that's the reason people come to the Austin Angler. One of the few places in Texas you can get a custom-made split bamboo fly rod and a fresh-tied woolly one to go on the end. So if you go there, remember, keep your rod tip up and put your Visa card down. Because at the Angler, they don't take fishing lightly, and they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Wednesday on Highway to Heaven, Jonathan and Mark slide in to help an aging pitcher.
But Louisiana Flash is back.
Can they give him the right stuff? Then Sam's son, inspired by Michael Landon's lonely childhood and his father's faith.
I'm gonna make you proud someday.
A special movie Wednesday. Sunday, Perry Mason is back in an all-new movie premiere. But is this the case he can't win?
Your Honor, I object.
A nun is accused of murder, and Perry must risk his life.
Really?
Raymond Burr, Barbara Hale, an all-star cast, an all-new movie. Perry Mason in the case of the notorious nun. Sunday.
My job is selling computers, and it's getting more competitive every day. That's why I take good care of myself. If a headache slows me down, the pain reliever I rely on is Tylenol. I was first given Tylenol in the hospital after a football injury. It worked then, and it still does. And you know, Tylenol is the pain reliever hospitals use most. Well, if hospitals trust Tylenol, I can believe in it too.
Trust Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
Dear Certs, in the museum, looking at the Manet, I backed into a real Certs encounter, right in front of the Monet.
Only Certs has that lively, fresh flavor and glistening drop of Retsin, so it's all you need to keep your breath fresh.
Thank you, Certs.
Poison ivy, insect bites. You can count on Caladril for relief. In fact, Caladril can help stop almost any itch, as long as you can reach it.
Of all leading brands, only Caladril contains Benadryl, the most recommended topical antihistamine for itch.
Thursday on Cheers, is Diane's love life a smash?
Never ever can. Whoa, what are the odds?
Then on Night Court, Bull's head over heels in love, but is he being suckered?
You're just gonna sit there while he cashes in his life savings?
And on Hill Street Blues,
I wish my mother had lived.
Belker and Robin experience the joy of a new beginning.
Thursday.
Anchors away aboard the USS Lexington with Elizabeth Taylor, Don Johnson, and Felicia Rashad in a 2-hour special on Bob Hope's high-flying birthday, Monday.